What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Gin Sports Network podcast. I'm your host, as always, John J. II, here with you again, the 12th of June, 2025. Wow, the summer is here. It's just now starting to feel like the summer's here because, for whatever reason, Michigan weather can't make up its mind whether it wants to be spring, whether it wants to be winter, whether it wants to be a mix between the two. But when it decides to be summer, it's a beautiful thing. So we're starting to get some fireflies out at night. We're starting to get some hot weather, starting to get some mid 70s after 8 o'clock, which is kind of nice. Had a full moon last night. So it was pretty beautiful. And it's safe to say that summer is here. Hopefully, it's here to stay for at least a couple months because we don't get a lot of summertime enjoyment here in Michigan. The next thing you know, the snow is going to be flying. So we're happy to have it, and we're happy to have you guys with us. Got a great show in store for you. Sports are here. Sports in the summer is here. We're talking about majors. We're talking about everything that has to do with the world of sports is here. And it's a great time to be involved in the world of sports because there's a lot going on. Okay, we just got finished up with the Roland Garros, the French Open for tennis, where Alcaraz held against the number one in the world, Yannick Sinner, going to the fifth set and going to a tiebreak, going to a 10-point tiebreak and taking it after several championship points. Now, it was said that the odds were minus 50,000 for Yannick Sinner at several points in the game, most likely during these championship points where Alcaraz had to make sets up just to get back in the game. He wound up coming back and winning. I can't see anybody really taking a minus 50,000 bet, but you got idiots out there that might do it. So I'm not going to say nobody would do it because chances are somebody probably did do it. But would it be stupid to do it? Absolutely it would. But you got to give the credit where credit's due, and that's to Carlos Alcaraz, the Spaniard. And it was quite a sight to see. I was happy to see it happen. And also on top of that, the UEFA Nations League was this past weekend where Portugal went and won against Spain, which that was beautiful. Whenever I can see Spain lose, just because I'm a big Italy fan, I'm a big fan of the Azzurri. You know that. Everyone knows that. And they've been a burr in our side for far too long. So if we can take care of them, or anybody can take care of them, especially in a final, especially a final like the UEFA Nations League, which is just a notch, I'd say, below the Euros. So anytime it's international football, anytime it's international soccer, country versus country, especially in Europe, the UEFA countries that play against each other, a lot of great soccer over there. So when they can face off and go against each other, it's a sight to be seen. And also on top of that, Cristiano Ronaldo, we don't know how much time he has left as a professional footballer, but to see him win another championship, hoist the trophy above his head with his teammates and his countrymen is a beautiful thing to see. So that's what happened this past weekend. We know we're in the thick of it with the NBA Finals, and that's kind of what we're in right now. Same thing, same vein, different sport, the NHL playoffs, which the Oilers are clawing back, 12 minutes left in the second, and they're down 3-1 to the Panthers right now. This is a big game 4. Okay, we got to claw back. Florida's up 2-1 on us, and I'm saying us like I'm an Edmonton guy. They already let me down last year. So in my opinion, they're dead to me. Connor McDavid, you're dead to me. And there's a lot of ground to be made up for me. And not only that, but for them to see the conversations that take place in the locker room where Connor McDavid is chewing the asses out of every one of his teammates, saying, we got to be better. They're not amounting to much, and they're not getting it done on the ice. It's I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. So they really, in my opinion, playing how they're playing right now, they don't even deserve to be in a Stanley Cup final, in my opinion. Okay, we'll get to them in a little bit. Not going to beat a dead horse with it. Let's talk about the Oklahoma City Thunder against the Indiana Pacers playing in the Paycom Center. And actually, they're playing the Gainbridge Fieldhouse. So playing in Indiana, this is a big game. Big game 2 or game 3 rather. They had to figure it out. They had to get the job done at home. They haven't won a home game in decades. The Indiana Pacers, that is. So for them to do it, for them to get it done, for them to get a team win, that's something they had to do. That's something they had to do. And that's something we wanted the Pistons to do. But they didn't do that. We're not talking about the Pistons because they're already out. They're looking at new horizons. What do they have to come next year? Who's going to stay? Who's going to go? But you look at Pascal Siakam, 21 points, 32 minutes, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. Neesmith with 7 points. Halliburton with 22 points, 36 minutes. Now these guys are putting 20 plus. Benedict Mathurin put up 27 points. Now that's what he's got to be doing. Okay, the leading scorer on the Pacers, doing what he has to do, having a hell of a night, and playing against a great Oklahoma City Thunder team, which doesn't matter what venue they're playing at, they're going to be doing well. So in that same vein, we got to talk about the Rick Carlisle effect. What is the Rick Carlisle effect? What does it mean? What does it entail? There's a lot of different things that this means. So going back, talking about the podcast we had with Lutz last week, we talk about Rick Carlisle. He was in the Palace during the Malice at the Palace. Okay, he was coaching the Pistons, but they were playing against the Pacers. The Pacers are a gritty team. I'm not going to put them in the same boat as the 04 Pistons. Same thing with the current Pistons or the Detroit Bad Boys. There's similarities between those 3 Detroit teams. Very gritty, very in your face, very scrappy, very physical. And just to see that take place, to be in that environment during that time, to be holding guys back, the iconic picture where he's getting in between players that are throwing haymakers. He's in the thick of it. He knows what it's like to be in the thick of it. And he's not a guy to shy away from being in the thick of it. He's very used to being in the thick of it. And that's no different here. He's no stranger to controversy. He's no stranger to close games, fighting from behind, which in both of Indiana's wins, they fought from behind and won these games in the NBA Finals, trying to make history and try to reclaim what's theirs in Indiana. It's really a sight to be seen. And to see that, it all stems from the head coach, which is Rick Carlisle. He's been doing this for a long time, and he's rallying his team around him. But he's allowing everybody else to take the glory. He's not a guy for the limelight. Okay, if you notice Rick Carlisle, when he's doing interviews, he's very short and sweet. He's not in your face. He's not getting animated. He might get animated in timeouts and the huddles, but when he's getting on the interviews on the court, he's not really getting too animated. He's keeping it composed. He's keeping it together. And he's not giving the interviewers what they want, per se. He's giving them what they need. And that's just enough. That's just enough. He doesn't need to give them the whole bit. Give them what they need. Get them the hell out of there. Okay, I don't know what kind of stipulations are under the contracts for these coaches and players to give interviews during the game. But I got to tell you this. I don't think I would be doing that. I see these guys left and right giving interviews, and it's got to be in their contracts because, you know me, big Spartan fan, seeing Tom Izzo give these interviews during high-profile games, okay, highly intense games, I know for damn sure he doesn't want to be giving those interviews. He don't want to be talking to reporters. He don't want to be answering questions. But out of the kindness of his heart and probably under contract, he has to do it. Okay, now that's just kind of that's the media rights. That's okay. This is what we got to do. This is the formality that we got to abide by. Okay, you keep it as short and sweet as you want, and be as respectful or not respectful as you want. But Tom Izzo is a stand-up guy, so he's going to give these interviewers the time of day. He knows a lot of them on a first-name basis. He's been doing this a long time. He knows everybody that's done it, everyone that's doing it. And that's just the reality of it. So it's got to be in their contract somehow. But I don't think I'd be liking to give interviews during a game. Okay, I got other things on my mind. I got things I'm trying to figure out. I got chemistry I'm trying to balance out. I'm doing chemistry on the sidelines because I got 2 guys that are fighting. I got 2 guys that aren't getting along. I got to figure that out. That's what I'm thinking about. I'm not thinking about answering dumbass questions, trying to, abide by media rights. Nah, I'm not doing it. Not doing it. And it won't be done. So if you look at Rick Carlisle, to bring it all full circle, he's a stand-up guy. He's going to do it by the book, and he's going to get the job done on the sidelines. But the most important thing is he's keeping his composure. He's keeping his head when a lot of guys wouldn't. A lot of guys are losing their mind. They're making dumbass substitutions. They're making, calling timeouts when they shouldn't, not calling them when they should, kind of thing. Bad game management, bad time management. That's what you see a coach do that loses their head. And you're not going to see a coach like that in the NBA Finals, probably. Okay? So that's the Rick Carlisle effect. And he's been doing this a long time. He's no stranger to it. And he definitely deserves to be here. Okay. What the hell, Burton? Just has to be said. Now this guy's hated on. This guy's hated on. All right, kind of like I don't want to say Rick Carlisle's hated on. He's more or less slept on. Just like Lutz said last week on the GSN, he said he's slept on. He is slept on because he's such a under the radar guy. Okay, that being Carlisle. Now Burton is the opposite. He's an in-your-face guy. He's going to talk shit to you. He's going to look at you in the eyes and be like, "You're nothing. You're beneath my feet." Okay, now you can either look at that as he is a piece of shit, or damn, I want to get behind this guy and rally behind this team because they're onto something. So I think it's the latter for me. I've looked at Tyrese Halliburton and seen him grow, seen him develop as a player, as a leader on this Indiana Pacers team, and he's really rallied the team around him. The players respect him. The players abide by what he's doing. He sets the tone in games, and it shows. It shows. Now, does he take plays off? Yes, he does. Yes, he does, and it's bitten them in the ass before. And I'm hoping it won't bite him in the ass here because I got a couple wagers out there for the Pacers to win it all. So if I sound a little biased here, talking about the Rick Carlisle effect, talking about what the hell Burton, there's a reason for that. But I digress. This is a good time to say that we're on the 6 millis tonight. The 6 milli peppermint. Shout out Issa Ibrahim for putting me on the Zyn peppermints. Absolutely fire, brother. And the 6 millis. If you're doing 3 millis, don't even talk to me. Don't even talk to me. Where were we? Yeah, talking about what the hell Burton. Okay. You see two completely different actors. You see Rick Carlisle, very under the radar guy, very not animated. Yes, he'll yell. Yes, he'll chew people's asses out when he's on the sidelines. That's a given. But then you got what the hell Burton that's throwing up choke signals to Spike Lee on the sidelines. And it's a beautiful sight because I don't know who likes the New York Knicks. I don't know why anyone would. Okay. And Jalen Brunson, I think he was trying to show him up in that instance. But it was deserving. He was deserving of it because I'm not even going to get into the Knicks right now because I don't want to talk about him. And what's really sad is I'm kind of pissed that they fired Tibbs. The more that I've slept on it, the more that I've thought about it over the days that have passed since the last podcast, I've had a soft spot for Tibbs. But it's behind us now. I'm sure he'll land in a good spot. Nevertheless, this Indiana Pacers team, they have a leader in Tyrese Halliburton, and they're very happy with that. And I think they rally behind him, and it shows. It just speaks to the fact that once you have a player that can get his teammates to rally behind him and be a leader for a team, it speaks volumes. And it has an effect on the outcomes of games. It has the effect on making it through tough series where maybe people are preying on your downfall. You're getting through those series because you have a leader, but you also have good team players. You got to have a leader. And going back to Michigan State, I don't think they had a leader, right? They were a leader by committee. That's what Chuck said. That's what everybody said. They're a leader by committee. I don't think that works in basketball. You can't have a leader by committee in basketball. You got to have a leader on the floor, a guy that's a facilitator, a guy that's going to get the job done, a guy that's going to take the tough shots and miss the tough shots if he has to. Okay, that's where Cade Cunningham fell short. We talked about it. We beat it like a dead horse last week, talking about why Cade should have took that shot, why he didn't take that shot, which is still unanswered, and what they can do differently next time. Have a leader, rally behind that leader. The leader knows who they are. All right. It's very evident on the floor, and every team should have a leader. But if they don't, they have a leader by committee. I think they're going to falter because they can't have a leader by committee and have it work long term. It can't work. So that's my take. That's why Indiana's winning these games. That's why we took Indiana to win it all. We're hoping it plays out. Indiana in 6 could happen real easy. Indiana in 5 is in play. So keep your eyes open. Watch the rest of the series with your eyes peeled, and I think it's going to be a hell of a series going forward, going down the stretch here. Okay, so it is golf season. Finally, that summer has broke. We can get out there and play golf without our winter coats on. It's a beautiful thing. And it's nice that my AC is kicking on every 15, 20 minutes because that means it's summer and it's hot outside. Not my heat isn't kicking on. But the game of golf. This summer I have a very important question for everybody that I talk to about the game of golf. Because I'm going to give my own anecdotes, and I've actually had a major breakthrough, which I'm going to give you a little tidbit on what I've figured out. And maybe it'll help you out, maybe it won't. But I've reached a huge breakthrough, which I have to share with everybody. But the question is, what does the game of golf mean to you? How does it affect your daily life? When you go out and play golf, are you just going out to have fun? Are you trying to get better? Are you trying to dial in a certain aspect of your game? Are you doing it for the camaraderie? Are you doing it for the drinking? Are you doing it for the nice weather, being outside in the elements? What do you do it for? What is your purpose to play golf? What is your purpose to own a set of golf clubs and to play this incredibly difficult game? Now we're going to segue shortly into the U.S. Open and how difficult Oakmont has proven itself to be. It's reared its ugly head. It's done it today on multiple occasions to a lot of world-class golfers. So if it can do that to these guys and they can persevere and play it, now, yes, it's their livelihood, but they have to persevere through terrible holes, through bad shots, and through a lot of heartbreak. And they have to make it through it because they know it's their daily life, their livelihood, and they have to do it anyway. But what does the game of golf mean to you? That's the question of the summer. That's what I'd like everyone to answer at some point. Maybe we'll get some comments about it going forward. It's going to be a recurring question, recurring theme going into the rest of the year. So I'm excited to figure out where everybody's at with that because it's a good question. And I'll answer it too. Not tonight. We're going to talk about our breakthrough right now. So the breakthrough that I have, and I've been sharing with my family, sharing with my friends, just tonight, I've been talking about it with everybody. Actually, everybody I can, even people I don't know that well. I've shot them a text, and I've been hitting the books. I've been watching a lot of videos. I've been studying physics because golf is physics. Golf is a pendulum. I talked about that last year. Golf is a pendulum, but it has to be understood that it's not a perfect pendulum. Now we can imagine a backswing is somewhat perfect, somewhat controlled. I'd like to see it be slow as possible. Bring that backswing back. And then here's where the breakthrough is. Because a lot of people don't know what to do when they're at the top of their backswing. What do I do? What do I do with my weight? What do I do with my feet? What do I do with my quads? How do I transfer that weight from my lower body up to through my torso into my arms and into the totality of the swing? So something and this is the breakthrough. This is it right here. I'm going to tell you. I can't hold it in. What it is, what it entails is getting to the top of your backswing and then beginning to drop your elbows and then drop your hands because you want to have that club face be as level. If this is the top of the tee, you want that, especially the driver, you want it to be like this at contact. You want to go through the ball and beyond, through and beyond the ball. But you got to be on a flat plane. If you're not on a flat plane, you don't know what the hell is going to happen. And that's what I was at. That's what I was doing. I was doing it this past weekend. We played up at the Dream of the Nightmare, and I couldn't get my driver off the tee box. It was embarrassing. It was like, damn, what the hell am I doing? And it was frustrating. It pissed me off. And we've all been there. Driver for me, and I've told people this. I've said it publicly on this show. Driver has been the bane of my golf game. the bane of my existence as a golfer. It's been a big detriment to my game. And it's one of those things you can get away with. You're playing Briar, you're playing Flushing, you're playing a couple of these courses around here. You can get away with hitting long irons. But some of these courses, like the Dream, the Nightmare, we played Red Hawk out in East Tawas on Friday last week. Some of these holes are long. You can't get away with hitting a 4-iron off the tee box because you're going to be scrambling to get up and down for par on a par 4. You can't play it in 3 like a par 5. On the par 5s, you can try, but you're gonna be hitting a long second shot, and your third shot might be a little deep too. So you're not getting those 100, 125, even 150 yard up shots to try to get a green and reg. So you're scrambling a little bit more because you're losing so much distance off the box. So you got to figure it out. And I called it breaking the driver. I broke the driver. I've actually physically broke drivers before. I'm not happy about it. But if you've ever seen the show Yellowstone, spoiler alert, they go out and they call it breaking in colts. It's like you're breaking in the horse, right? I'm breaking in the driver. Call it break the colt. I'm breaking the driver. That's what I'm doing. So that's what I did. That's what I did tonight. I'm like, I will be damned if I don't figure this driver out today. And by golly, did I figure it out? At least I think I did. I put it through a lot of back testing. I hit a lot of balls. And wow, we're seeing some big results. And it all comes down to getting the top of your backswing, keeping your weight central, maybe towards the back. And then you're dropping those elbows and dropping those hands through. And you're getting low. You're bringing the hands low and have a low angle of attack. Get the hands low, low angle of attack, low swing. Low hands, low angle of attack, low swing. So keeping that as level with the ground to have that very flat plane that you're swinging through the ball and beyond. You're not coming down and going attacking the ball here. You're not going too low where you're hitting the club face on the ground. You're going just perfectly. Think of a plane. Think of an airplane landing on a landing strip. This is a perfect analogy. This is the landing strip. This is the plane. You want the plane to be very level, very flat with the ground. So then when it touches down, it's a smooth landing. And now you can give these guys attaboys. I do it every time I fly. I see how good their landing is because you like a smooth landing. You like to just barely feel the wheels touch the surface of the pavement. That's a good landing. It's a good landing. Very similar to hitting your driver. And I noticed this to be applicable with almost every club in my bag, which was big epiphany. Slightly different swing path, slightly different mechanics with irons compared to woods, but it's really all the same stuff. You're doing very minor tweaks. But I basically reconstructed my entire swing. And when you drop those elbows, you drop those hands down, you throw your hands through the ball. You're really not worried about what happens after that. You're just keeping your balance and following through. Really, that's it. You're getting down to the bottom, making sure your club face is square. You're getting down through the ball. I mean, two steps. Drop the hands and low attack angle with the hands. 2 steps, you're done. Hit some balls, go to the range, take that to the bank, and you can give me credit for it if you want, but really this is a well-known thing. It also goes hand in hand with building compression and having everything follow the sequence of the lower body down, starting with the feet, all the way up through the knees, all the way through the quads, through the midsection, up into the torso, and then finishing with the hands and the wrists. So it's all a sequence. It's all timing. It's all repetition. That's all golf is. That's all these guys are doing at Oakmont. So moving into the U.S. Open, J.J. Spawn leads the field at 4 under. And damn, I think it was Sung J M sitting at 2 under right now. He was at 5 under. He was leading, and then he shit himself, and now he's at third, tied for third. So not big damage. He's still in striking distance, but he gave some strokes back to the course. A lot of these guys did that. I seen Bryson have a really great bogey save after chipping 3 times from the side side of the green. Now this rough is absolutely daunting. This rough is no joke. Okay, without a better way to say it, this rough is no joke. It won't bullshit you. It won't hold anything back. It is the real deal. Now this shit is thick. Okay, this is like thick like Robin. Okay, Robin thick. Bad joke. Anyway, we'll move on from that. This rough is very thick. You can't get out of it. Sometimes you can't even see your ball in there. It's tough conditions. It's tough sledding because I seen Rory McIlroy try to chip it out of there. I seen Phil Mickelson in warm-ups chipping greenside, and he's chunking chips. Now we're talking Phil the Thrill. We're talking Phil the Thrill. This guy is the king of the wedge. And if he can't get the ball out of some thick rough, then you know everybody's going to have some problems out there. Okay, Jordan Spieth was struggling. Morikawa had some struggles. Adam Scott had a bad lip out and a couple chips that were chunky. Really everybody. If you found yourself in the rough today, Oakmont was going to bite you in the ass. And it did exactly that. Now, to look at the recovery from some of these shots, Brooksy played well. He's at 2 under. Sung Jae rebounded pretty well after taking a couple bad bogeys, sitting at 2 under. Thomas Dietrich at 1 under. A couple guys that you haven't really heard from before. Thriston Lawrence, the South African, he is sitting at 3 under, right below JJ Spawn. Now, JJ Spawn is really, and you know his name, you recognize his name, playing against some of the big names in golf and having some really great top 5 finishes within the last couple months. This guy's making a big splash. He's proven himself to be a threat. Had a bogey-free round today. Now, 4 under an opening round with Oakmont, as hard as it's playing. I mean, these greens are a 15 rating. They're fast, okay? You can put yourself in some bad positions. You can put yourself out of position real easy on a lot of different holes. And the Henry Founds design, it's not gonna F around. And it's proven itself. This is a great venue. It's hosted plenty of PGA Championships, plenty of U.S. Opens going back through the 20th century, and it's a hell of a course in Pennsylvania. It has the bent grass, very similar to a lot of the courses in Michigan. So it's fast. It's fast, but see, the thing is, it's lush. So you can be lush and fast. That's ideal. You don't want to be firm and fast where it's dried out. That's really hard to play. It's almost damn near impossible. So it's playing tough. We'll see how the weekend shapes up. I'm interested to see what the cut line will be. I'd be surprised if it's anything short of 2 over going into the weekend. So we'll see after tomorrow what that cut line will be. But we got to get through tomorrow first. So we'll have to see and wait what happens. Wait and see what happens with that one. In that same, actually different vein, totally different vein. Holy crap. The Oilers and the Panthers are tied with 1 minute left in the second. Wow. We're playing in Florida. We got fireworks. We got a game for us to watch. And it looks like Ryan Nugent-Hopkins is the guy of the evening to bring it back to level. It's going to be a hell of a third period. Hope you guys are watching that one. Damn. I mean, we have to win the. I say it as we. Okay, I was an Oilers fan last year. Okay, I'm going to ride them into 2025 because I want them to win. I want them to do well. I like Wayne Gretzky. Just watched the Wayne Gretzky 30 for 30. And almost brought a tear to my eye when he left Edmonton and went to LA. All right, it's like, damn, did he really have to go? Could he have actually shot that deal down? We'll never know. He said he could have won 4 more Stanley Cups. So you see Wayne on the sidelines, up in the booth, talking, commentating on these games. He has a little bit of reservedness when he's talking about Edmonton and talking about the Oilers, especially when they're talking about winning a cup. And he's trying to be very unbiased when he's talking about both these two teams. But you got to think Wayne wants Edmonton to win a Stanley Cup. You got to think he does. Okay, regardless of what happened back in the day. All right. You'd love to see him win. I would love to see him win. Unfinished business. Create a little bit of a rivalry, especially the same two teams playing the Stanley Cup Finals. for 2 consecutive years. I mean, damn, does it get any better than that? I don't think so. So we got to square it. I'll just call him we. I'll call him we. We got to square it and make it 2-2. Make it 2-2. That's what we want to see. The Gin Sports Network Challenge 6 is September 13th, 2025. Make sure to get signed up. Find the link in the podcast description. And if you go play at Briar, check the scorecard for my beautiful face on the back. Scan the QR code. It'll take you right to the registration page for you guys to get locked in. 2-man scramble, the 2-man scramble of the year. Come out and enjoy it. Come out and have yourself a day and maybe even battle for a jacket. It's a great event. You guys love it. It represents a great cause, the Thomas Smith Memorial Foundation. You can read up on that on our website, on the landing page for the registration. Check it out. Look into it. We'll leave it at that, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you guys enjoyed this show. Make sure to check us out on social media. Check us on our website, ginsportsnetwork.com. Find us on Instagram at ginsportsnetwork. Find me on Twitter /X at gincommish, and find all of our links on our link tree in the bottom of this podcast in the description. I'll leave it at that, folks. Thank you so much for joining us on the Gin Sports Network podcast. I'm your host, as always, John J. II. Have a great night.